This is a World Cup preview of Group C, which consists of Colombia, Greece, the Ivory Coast, and Japan. So let's go through each team and talk about their chances. Let's start off with Colombia.
Colombia, the seeded team, the South American team in the group. Look, despite being South American, have a lot of flair. They haven't had the best World Cup record.
No.
And they are surprisingly seeded this time due to those ever so reliable FIFA rankings. But
it's the first time returning to the World Cup since 1998. So it's been a while.
Yeah.
16 years since the last World Cup. Yeah. In terms of qualifying, they finished second.
That was impressive, I'll admit. Certainly 2 points by Argentina, and as they say in the CONMEBOL Confederation, qualifying is harder than actually winning the World Cup. That's what the Brazilian teams say. Yeah. It is extremely tough, different conditions, home and away. So respect to them for doing that. Yeah. They certainly deserve to be here. Yeah. Despite what people might think. So,
So now that in the World Cup, what chances do they have? In terms of players, for me, the main player, which probably everybody knows about, is Radamel Falcao.
Yeah.
And he's considered to be one of the best strikers in the world, and on form. However, in January he suffered a ligament.
Was it ACL?
I believe it was some sort of cruciate ligament injury. Yeah. And in January, and back then they said that he'll be fine for the World Cup. He'll recover on time. He'll be there. However, we're a couple of weeks after the World Cup now, and it looks like he's not going to make it.
Yeah, even if he does, he's not going to be the same Radamel Falcao. So it's a big blow, certainly. But the forgotten man in this team,
who is the forgotten man?
James Rodriguez, who plays in the same team, regarded as one of the best young talents in Europe at the moment. Yeah. A lot of comparisons to Ronaldo's style of play, a lot of assists, and he's doing very, very well for Colombia, only 22 years of age. So must not forget him, watch out for him. So even without Falcao there, they also have Jackson Martinez, the Porto striker.
Yep.
You have a bit, do you have a bit more to say on him, or just...
Not on him. They got a lot of players playing in top European leagues. Yeah. I mean, this is not just a team just from the Colombian league. No, they got a lot of players in the top leagues. Yeah. Obviously, Falcao's a stand-up, but they got quality all over the pitch as well. Yeah. Other players, Zapata, defense, and got Guarin as well in midfield. They're also very top quality players as well. So I mean, they got a decent team. This is not a
bit of a sleeping giant. These ones. It's been 16 years, and they've come up, and they've got a bit of talent coming up, and a lot of people only knew Falcao, but when you really look into it, some of these guys are really going to start dominating Europe soon.
You know, James Rodriguez, obviously they pronounce his name in Spanish, it's actually James.
James? Really?
James Rodriguez, yeah.
Oh, right, okay. Yeah.
Which is kind of weird to hear. But anyway, this is a random fact, so I just thought I'd bring up. Anyway, next team, moving on to the next team, Greece. So Greece is only the third World Cup, and they've only had one victory in that time. Both times they were eliminated in the group stage.
Yep. They beat Nigeria in the last World Cup, and that is it.
In terms of qualification, 5 losses. So 1 win and 5 losses in World Cup history. In terms of qualification for this World Cup, they actually finished equal top of the group with an 8-1-1 record. So 8 wins, 1 draw, 1 loss record.
How many goals did they score in this?
It must have been. It was very low. Man, it was like 12
goals in 10 games.
10 games.
And the funny thing is, everyone talks about how ultra defensive they are. The Fernando Santos has come in place of Otto Rehagel. He wants to change the team, but he can't. It's just there's a lack of striker. There's a lack of attacking mentality. It's just. You may as well just revert back.
They're so used to playing defensively that you just can't change, and they don't have the personnel to do it anyway. So why change the formula?
But I mean, he's got him to the World Cup, so credit for that. But I'm just saying, it just
key players. Anyone who can help his team move forward.
Oh well, there was I forgot his name. To be honest, the Olympiacos player. I forgot his name. Yeah, Mitroglou. That's the one. That's one. Yeah, that's the only one I could think of. He caused Manchester United problems in those 2 legs. So that's one that popped up. But apart from that, you have some of the veterans from previous World Cups. again, they're still relying on some of their...
Yeah, Samaras is still there.
Samaras, yeah. The Samaras, and is Zacharakis still there? I'm not sure.
I'm not sure about that.
Yeah.
I don't remember that.
Yeah.
But no, Samaras doesn't have a spectacular goal scoring record either.
Yeah.
So, in terms of scoring, they'll find it hard. In terms of defending, they'll have to defend with their lives.
Yeah, exactly.
Because otherwise they have no chance.
Yeah.
So that's pretty much Greece in a nutshell. Nothing much to talk about.
They haven't beaten any of their opponents in this group in official matches. So.
There you go. Next team is the Ivory Coast, or some like to call it Côte d'Ivoire.
Côte d'Ivoire.
Third World Cup for them.
Yeah.
So
unlucky. So unlucky.
Yeah.
They've been in 2 groups of death, and they've been through this golden generation.
Yeah. And they have a good group now.
They've got a good group now. Golden generation's fading away. However, you still got Gervinho playing well. You got Yaya Toure playing well, and Didier Drogba continues to be ageless. I still rate him quite highly.
Yeah.
So yeah, even though the golden generation is sort of tapering away,
Yeah.
they've still got some fuel left in the tank, and they've got potential. That's for sure.
In terms of the key players for me, Yaya Toure is pretty much a guy who has to pull strings in midfield.
Yep.
Create those chances for the strikers. I mean, he has to be top of his game for Ivory Coast to have any chance. He's had a great season.
Yeah, except for the part where they forgot his birthday. So, yeah.
I hope he recovers from that. Small incident, minor incident. Another thing as well is another striker who really has come of age in the last season too is Wilfred Bony.
Bony, yes.
Bony.
Swansea, very. He's made a lot of headlines and he's scored some important goals.
Yeah, spectacular goals as well.
Yeah.
So you got Drogba, you got Bony as well. So I mean, they could actually score a lot of goals this team if they get the right service from midfield, and Yaya Toure would be a crucial part of that.
Exactly.
Apart from that, as you said, unlucky that they got a very good group this time, but not the same quality of players they had before.
Yeah, exactly.
Unfortunately.
But there's a good chance this time.
Yep, so moving on to the final team in Group C, which is Japan. And this is the 5th World Cup and the 5th consecutive time to qualify since
they've come a long way since 1998, where they didn't perform well in the group, lost to Jamaica in the group, weren't really a team that you'd recognise in a World Cup, but now they're very much just going from strength to strength. Every World Cup, just improving more and more, and you can look at their roster and
they are Asia's best team, results-wise and talent-wise. They're easy to qualify, easy to top the group, games spare. In terms of players, who do you see as being key for them in as well?
I'm a huge fan of Keisuke Honda. He just pulls the strings in the midfield. You've got players at the back as well, Nagatomo, and you've got Uchida. You got Zaccaroni playing a really attacking style with your fullbacks coming up, linking up with Kagawa, Honda. They've got a lot of talent. You don't play for Manchester United, you don't play for AC Milan, Inter Milan without being good. So very much so. They've had this problem with the striker. They're still doing it away, but there has been a bit of a renaissance from Okazaki playing well for Mainz. So they had a big problem with that before. Still, you're still relying on one guy now, but I think central defence and striking department is a bit of a key for them. For me, it's a bit of a shame that Kagawa hasn't been the same player since he left Dortmund. Exactly. Manchester United just have not given him the game time. That's not to say that he always still performs for the national team, so sadly.
Yeah. So the thing is that with Japan, more and more, every single World Cup, there are more players in top European leagues now, more Japanese players in top European leagues now, which just means which means that they'll be more accustomed to playing in high pressure environments. And I think it will really help them in this World Cup even more.
Definitely. This is the best Japanese side ever. And certainly with the group that they're in and the way things are going, anything without making the knockout stage will be considered a failure. So,
for sure.
By the Japanese public.
So I guess I know what you're predicting.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So I'm going to go for Japan and the Ivory Coast. I'm going to go
Japan and Ivory Coast.
And the Ivory Coast. I'm going to go for. I'm going to say that Colombia, while we said a lot of good things about them, I think the Ivory Coast, they've got their chance. They have to get out of the
What
group.
if Falcao plays?
He's not going to be the same.
Okay.
He's not going to be the same, and I think Ivory Coast, they've got their chance. And the African teams tend to step up, and this time they've got their luck. Yeah, I think they'll get through with Japan. So you're saying?
I have to go against your own choices. I'm going for Colombia and Japan.
Colombia and Japan. Yeah. No, I totally agree. I don't agree, but I totally understand why.
Well, you agree with me.
Yeah. So
Colombia. So it's Colombia, Japan for me, and
Ivory Coast and Japan for me. So yeah, that's Group C.
All right. Thank you.